Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Montreal Expos Relocation franchise here on MLB The Show 25. Today we start, and hold on to your seats for this one, the final season of Expos baseball. I know, we haven't really had that many seasons of baseball here in Montreal. We've only had three until now, which is going to be our fourth season, but I think it is the right time. I talked about this at the beginning of my most recent Chicago Cubs Legends fantasy draft video. So if you want to go and hear more in depth about the whole landscape of what's going to happen with the Juice Baseball channel, go check out the beginning of that video, the one that released a couple of days before this one, the one you're watching right now. So basically, the short version is the baseball season in real life is coming to an end. We are in middle to late September as of this video is going up. And that's obviously the end of the regular season in real life. Then they'll go into the postseason in October, and that's when we are going to take a little bit of a break on the Juice Baseball channel. We did it last year for the first time. I took a break after the real life season was over. We wrapped up all the series that we were doing at the time, and we didn't pick up again until MLB The Show 25 came out at the beginning of the year, like in March or whatever it comes out. So I think that's what we're going to do again for this season. So when we get to October, that's probably when the Juice Baseball channel will finish up for the rest of 2025. Then we'll not upload in November unless something goes wild where we continue going a little bit further in November, but I can't see it happening. October is most likely going to be the final month of the Juice Baseball channel for 2025, but we won't upload in November, December, January, February, and then when MLB The Show 26 comes out in probably around March, I think is when it comes out, that's when the Juice Baseball channel will pick up. So we are going to be ending the channel for now once we wrap up everything, but I talked about this in the Cubs episode. The Cubs is going to go one more season, so we just completed the offseason episode in that last video, the most recent Cubs video that's on the channel. We just completed the offseason episode. We're going to do one more full season and postseason of Cubs baseball, and then that will be it for that. So once the postseason's done, whether we win the World Series or not, that'll be the final video. We won't go into an offseason. We won't do anything like that. That'll be the end of the series. That'll be the series finale. And that'll be the same with the Montreal Expos. This season that you're watching right now, season number 4, is going to be the final season of Montreal Expos baseball. We're going to go through the normal structure of how we structure these seasons, where we'll do in this episode the opening day game, and then into April, May, and then a little bit into June, like we normally do. Then the next episode will be the trade deadline, all-star break, trade deadline, all that kind of good stuff, and then a little bit into August. And then the final episode of the regular season will be normally like August and September. We'll finish up that. Then hopefully we'll have a playoff appearance, and hopefully we'll win a Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl. We'll win a World Series. And then once the playoffs are over, hopefully we're in them. But once the playoffs are over, that'll be the end of Montreal Expos. That'll be the season finale. So we've only got one more season each of Cubs and Expos. But the Angels, since that is my main series that I do on the channel, that's my main franchise, we are going to actually try to squeeze out 2 more seasons of Angels baseball. So we are right now in the World Series run for the Angels. We're going to go into the off season, and then we're going to go a full season like we normally do. And then we'll do a postseason, hopefully, and an off season, and then we'll go into one more final season. So there's going to be 2 more seasons of Angels baseball. That way, most likely there's going to be 2 more seasons of Angels baseball. That way we can extend the run on the channel a little bit into October. And then hopefully it'll coincide with the end of the baseball season. If we end a little bit earlier than the baseball season, that's fine. If we end a little bit later than the baseball season, maybe the actual postseason for baseball doesn't take that long into October. Maybe it goes 3 weeks in October and we go a little bit further than that. I don't know. But just know that Juice Baseball is wrapping up for 2025 to coincide with the real life baseball season, mainly because baseball content's not going to be super hot during the off season of real life. Nobody's going to be really interested in that kind of stuff. So we're going to take a break. It also gives me a chance to take a little bit of a break on the channel, focus more so on the main channel that I have and my other channels that I have, and concentrate on those and not have to try to manage all of this stuff, at least for a couple of months. while the baseball channel's on a break. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like I said, if you want to go and hear even more detail about what's going on, go check out the most recent Cubs video. We talk about that a little bit more at the beginning of that. So I just wanted to let everybody know, and I'm going to say the same thing in the Angels video that's coming up in a couple of days. So just be on the lookout for that. You're going to hear a lot about the end of the channel for a couple of episodes, just so I can make sure everybody knows what's going on, and we know that in October is probably going to be the end of the Juice Baseball channel for now until we pick up with MLB The Show 26 in 2026. So let's get into the actual episode here. The Montreal Expos come off of an off season where we didn't do anything, but we got better in terms of our guys growing, our guys developing. And I did bring back Alonso Soriano. He returned to the team. Here he is. So he's no longer on whatever team he was on, whatever team claimed him in the waivers. So he's back. We also added in some new draft picks. Our first overall pick is right here. Round 1, pick number 1 in 2027. Darren Strawberry, obviously the Darryl Strawberry regen, has been added to the team. He'll be playing AA baseball. We also have some other guys. Tyler Cobb in the 3rd round. Ty Cobb's regen is a player for us. We've got James Verlander, Justin Verlander's regen. Howard Kendrick, Howie Kendrick's regen has been added to the team. Noah Syndergaard's regen, obviously, has been added to the team. Fernando Rodney and Aroldis Chapman are already here. But those are all of the draft picks that we made. We didn't sign a couple of the guys, remember, so we only had a few guys to change and to add to the team. So those guys have been added, and the whole team is ready to go for the start of this final season of Expos baseball. This is what the starting lineup looks like, or starting rotation looks like. Rod Clemens, Steve Strasburg, Timmy Lincecum, Matthew Harvey, and Randall Johnson are going to be the starting 5, the 5-man rotation. And then the bullpen, we've got Travis Hoffman, Edward Diaz, Francis Rodriguez, Kennedy Jansen, Houston Street, and Bill Wagner. And then in the lineup, we've got Ichiro in right, Dion Jeter in short, Joey Mauer behind the plate at catcher, King Fielder at first base, Alexander Rodriguez at third, Bartholomew Bonds at left field, Joshua Hamilton's DHing, Robbie Cano is the second baseman, and in center field is Michael Fishman, Michael Trout. So that is the way that our lineup's going to look. On the bench, we've got Gerald Posey, Peter Rose, Calvin Ripken, Mick Mantle, Samuel Sosa, and Marcus McGuire. Those are our 26 players that we have on the active roster for the final season. Let's get into it because I am excited about this final season. I think we can win a World Series if everything goes our way, which doesn't always happen, unfortunately. We are going to jump in and get the cinematics for opening day, and then we'll obviously quick manage the game like we normally do. We're starting with a familiar team, the LA Angels, the team that we have a franchise with currently on the channel. Obviously, it's not anywhere near the same team that we have on our channel or on our franchise, but it is a team that we are familiar with, at least their home ballpark. Clemens is going to be the ace. He's going to get the start for opening day, and this is what the lineup's going to look like, the 1 through 9. Let's get into it. Opening day of the final season of Expos baseball begins now.
From Angel Stadium in Anaheim, opening day baseball on the show. It's the Expos and the Los Angeles Angels. John Shambi alongside Chris Singleton. All right, partner, ready to go. Always a pleasure to get things started with you on opening day.
Well, Happy New Year, buddy. And anyone that's involved in baseball, even though it's not January 1st, this is the start of a new year. Every team has playoff hopes. I love this time of the year. I'm excited to get things going.
And now,
the crowd is amped up, ready to get this season underway, as are we. Back with more in a
Los
minute.
Angeles Angels.
Just about ready to roll here, and on the hill in this one, Jose Soriano.
Yeah, his ERA last year was a little worse than average, so definitely be looking for better results this season.
All right, here we go. The start of season number Season number 4 here in Montreal. Let's see if we can start the year hot, maybe win a World Series at the end of it all, just so we can kind of end this series with happiness. We can put a bow on it, and we can prove that these guys developed and were able to win a championship. I guess we'll have to find out. Robbie Cano gets an RBI single. That's nice. Good for him. The real point of concern, I don't have any concern about the hitting. The hitting is going to get the job done. We just have to be concerned about the pitching, because the pitching is the lower of the overalls. So we have to worry that those overalls aren't going to come back to hurt us some point during the year when it matters the most, like during the postseason, where because they have such low overalls, or not such low overalls, I mean they're in the 80s, but I'm hoping that that doesn't come back to hurt us and where we kind of get in trouble there and lose some games that we shouldn't lose, basically. So that's the whole thing I'm worried about with the team. I think the hitting's going to be pretty good, although we only have 1 run through 6 innings. Maybe the hitting's not going to be as good. We are getting some base hits, though. We got about 5 hits, now 6 hits with an RBI double for Michael Trout. Clemens is pitching fairly well so far through 7. Although I say that, I jinxed him now. He allows a run, so he is going to be out for the 8th. Camilo Duvall playing for the Angels, okay. Clemens is going to come out now, and we're going to bring in probably Houston Street to set up for the 9th. And hopefully Houston can get the job done. And he will. We'll go into the 9th, top of the 9th. Double scores 2. Robbie Cano producing some runs. A double, but thrown out at home. Triple, Ichiro scores a run. Okay. Now, see, this is what I was talking about. I'm not worried about the hitting at all. The hitting is not the problem. And now it's 6-1. I don't really think Bill Wagner needs to come in. I think I'm going to let Houston Street finish the job here. Double, ground out, and that's the game. We have won the baseball game. We win on opening day. Clemens gets a win in the opening day start. And the boys look good. I'm not worried about the hitting. Like I talked about, I am not worried about the hitting. I am worried about the pitching. But Clemens goes 7 innings. I'm not going to say 7 strong innings because he got a little bit beat up there in the 7th. And we will move on to simulating the rest of these games. We lose game 2, lose game 3. Jansen has a tough spot, but we win that game. Let's go on a little bit of a win streak here. Joey Mauer's up. There we go. Beat the Yankees, lose the Reds, but pull out a couple big wins against the Reds. Joey Mauer gets a bruised foot in that game. Not ideal. Bill Wagner's on the mound. We lose that one. Come on, boys. Let's figure it out here. Save for Bill Wagner right there. Another save. Bill Wagner gets put in a lot of games. I have noticing that. We have a lot of save situations. John Lucroy, fractured wrist, 2 to 3 months. He's done. It's a double-A injury, but still. All right, so through a few games here, if we can win this one. All right, so through 22 games, we are 12-10. 3 games back of the Sox. How's the pitching doing? Because this is what I was worried about. So Clemens is pitching amazingly. Strasburg's struggling. Lincecum's getting rocked. Harvey's doing okay. And Randall Johnson actually pitching really, really well, which is probably the one I was most concerned about. But Timmy Lincecum's struggling so far through the first part of the year. Maybe we call back up Pablo, and have Lincecum sit down for a little bit. That could be an option. I know it's a lower overall coming up, but, I mean, Lincecum's getting rocked in these games that he's pitching in. We got to have him play a little bit better. Bill Wagner and Kennedy Jansen are getting a lot of usage here in the first part of the season. It's almost exclusively Kennedy Jansen and Bill Wagner. So how's Lincecum doing? Okay, so Lincecum's figuring it out a little bit. That's good. Good to see. Strasburg is cooling down, or is warming up a little bit. But now we take on a tough Sox team. And it's exclusively pitching moments. We take 2 of 3, which is pretty big. We're half a game back now. Let's finish the month and see where we're at. All right, so we jump in to May. How are we looking in the pitching rotation? So Clemens is pitching unbelievable right now. Strasburg's still a little bit up and down. Lincecum's figured it out. Harvey's pitching amazingly. And Randall Johnson's cooled off a little bit, but still pitching fairly well. What about the lineup? How's the lineup doing? Ichiro, 7 home runs, pretty good. Jeter's getting hot. He's hitting really well. Joey Mauer's hitting really well. Fielder's struggling a little bit, at least in terms of power. Rodriguez. Bonds is really struggling in the average department. I guess we could sub in Samuel Sosa as a potential option. I mean, he's hitting 364. Maybe he needs to be a starter. Mantle's also hitting pretty well in the few at-bats he's gotten. So I could see a spot where we swap out Bonds and give him a little bit of a breather, just so we can get a different look in there. Because, I mean, hitting 191 is not what you want to see. So we'll give Bonds a little bit, or Sosa a little bit of a breather, give him a chance to start doing some things as we jump into May, and we have a Michael Trout opportunity. Down by 1 in the bottom of the ninth with Robbie Cano, the tying run at the second base. I think we might want to jump in here. I know it's against the Angels, funny enough, but I think we might want to jump in here. As I was loading in, I saw the team rankings where we rank in Major League Baseball in terms of all the different stats, and we lead Major League Baseball in home runs with 59. 59 home runs as a team for the baseball season so far. That's pretty good. We're popping balls over the wall. We just need to do it a little bit more consistently to win some games. That's not going to help as Trout pops up, a little can of corn to the third baseman. Must be one of the draft picks they've made over the past couple of years, because no real-life player has that big of a beard, at least not anymore. Ichiro comes up. He's 0 for 4 today. Just needs that tying run to come up across the plate. Now, it is Robbie Cano, so it's going to have to be deep in the outfield if we want to score Robbie, because he's got not really any wheels on him at all. If anything, he's got some busted wheels, but that ball gets past the catcher. It'll be a wild pitch, and we advance the runner to third. That makes it a little bit easier. Ben Joyce throws a wild pitch. Cano goes from second to third. That makes it a little bit easier to get him home now. Now it doesn't have to be necessarily that deep in the outfield. It could just be a little blooper, and we can score Robbie Cano and tie this game and not lose 5-4 to the Angels. Ichiro puts that in right field. If it's fair, it's going to be caught. And it's not even caught, or it's not even fair and it's caught. The left fielder dives and makes the play. And we will suffer a loss to the Angels. 5-4. That was a good play by the left fielder. Pretty good play. Maybe we can come back and get the wins. We take 1 against them. We're suffering a few losses, and I don't necessarily like it that much. 27-18, right behind the Sox. Clemens is just pitching amazingly, but the rest of the team, I mean, Lincecum, I think he must lead in. What does he lead in? He's got a league leader tab. I don't know what he leads in, but he leads in something. Harvey's really pitching well. Johnson's starting to get hit a little bit more. Strasburg's struggling, though. Not sure what I want to do. How's Sosa doing since getting the starting job? His average has started to go down a little bit, and Barry's getting hot. All right, maybe Barry just needed a change of pace. Maybe that's what he needed. A-Rod's doing okay. Fielder's still working on that power. Joey Mauer's a freak. All right, we'll keep an eye on these guys and see how they do. The Pizza Man, Michael Piazza, broken ankle, done for a couple of months. That's not ideal. And Christopher Bryant, fractured forearm. All right, that's a little sucky as well. Losing some big-time minor league injuries. But a few losses are very... I mean, these losses we shouldn't really have. Luckily, the Red Sox are also kind of struggling in May because we have lost a few games that we probably shouldn't, and we're still competing with them and, in fact, leading the division right now. Runners on first and second. A-Rod at the plate. Jose Suarez is on the mound for the Cards. I think we should jump in for this one, too. All right, A-Rod trying to get this game in our favor. Runner on second and first. A-Rod, early swing. That could have been the hit to get us the tying run, but I was a little bit early. He's hitting 205 with runners in scoring position. I'd like to see that go up a little bit as the season goes on. That is going to be a flyer into right field. It should score a run. 47 speed. I'm going to send him home. It'll be close, but he gets by. Joey Mauer scores. It's a tying run. A-Rod does his job. He gets the RBI single. They will pull their pitcher, and they will bring in, who is this? Miguel Castro. Okay, Miguel Castro comes in. Do we need to sub A-Rod out? He's got, how much speed? He's got 49 speed. We could sub him out. I mean, we have Peter Rose as well. You know what? Let's put Peter Rose on base. Let's put Peter Rose on. Actually, you know what? Might want to send sub fielder out because King does not have the speed. Do we have a guy who can play first base? We have Mantle who can play first base. So I'm going to put Mantle on third to get that speed out there, and then he can come and play first. Samuel Sosa is the man to try to get us the lead, but a nasty little slider gets by him. That's not a good start. Come on, Sosa. Why you got these big shoulders, these big arms, these big muscles if you can't power a baseball past the infield? Sinker goes for a ball. He's hitting 375 with runners. He's a much different hitter with runners in scoring position this season than what A-Rod was. I'm hoping we can capitalize on that, but I mean, Miguel Castro is pitching very safe against Sosa, which is what you want to do against a hitter of this caliber. Makes sense. You don't want to just throw right at him. He'll make you pay. Or maybe he won't, because that is going to be a double play unless the 75 speed can get there, and it can't. Double play by Sammy Sosa. Slamming Samuel. Not what we want. And now Joshua Hamilton comes up. Still another dangerous hitter. This whole lineup is pretty dangerous if you think about it. And all we need is a base hit. A base hit scores a run, and that's all we need. And Hamilton will not give us the base hit unless maybe he can beat this out. 60 speed. He couldn't do it. Castro gets to the bag and covers. We tie it, but we could not get the lead. We end up winning the game in the end because Michael Trout hits a solo shot and then Joey Mauer gets an RBI single, making it 5-3 win. Kennedy Jansen gets the win. So we come in and hit pretty well in the final couple innings, but at least we tied it. Maybe we wouldn't even had a chance to get those if we didn't come in and tie it. So who knows? We take 2 or 3 against the Cards. Joey Mauer's at the plate. And you know what? Joey Mauer's been kind of crazy this year. I want to jump in and see how he's feeling. Here comes Joey Mauer hitting 304 on the season, 13 dingers, slugging 539. He's been crazy this year, probably a favorite for the All-Star starter at catcher. I guess we'll find out next episode if he is the starter. He's been our most consistent player this entire series, really. He's been so good. Can he be good one more time? It's going to be a double play to end the game, isn't it? Yep, it is. That's more on me than it is on Joey. I just kind of took the wrong pitch, and Randall Johnson gets beat up in this game. 3 earned runs, only goes 4 innings. Kind of rough, if you ask me. Kind of rough. We don't get swept by the Mets, but we come back with a couple big wins against the Mariners. We're a half a game back of the Red Sox. We are battling with the Red Sox, aren't we? And the Yankees are right there with us as well, because we played them, and they beat us, I think, right? They took, we split 2-2 in the most recent series against them. But now that we've entered June, how are we looking here? Clemens is pitching really, really well. Strasburg just can't figure it out for some reason. Lincecum's doing okay. Harvey started to cool off, and Randall's putting it together slightly. I don't know. And then the lineup, Bonds is doing well on the bench, which I like to see. Ripken's hitting pretty well. How's Sosa doing in general? Sosa's doing pretty good. The power's not really there. A-Rod's doing well. Everybody's hitting fairly well. Nobody's hitting over 300, though. Except for the guys on the bench, obviously. I mean, Cal Ripken probably deserves to get on the field with these kind of numbers. I mean, he's playing pretty well. Let's put him in over Jeter and see if Ripken continues to be hot. We'll simulate a little bit into June here and see what we do. Strained finger, we almost sweep the Blue Jays. That would have been pretty nice. We sweep the Orioles, which is good. I mean, they're 500, but they're not amazing. We're battling right there with the Red Sox, man. Ripken continues to hit pretty well. Joey Mauer's got over 300 now. Close for Sosa. This is interesting. Peter Rose probably deserves to start over A-Rod, right? I mean, A-Rod's playing pretty well. Let's switch A-Rod and Peter Rose and see what we can do there with those guys. We'll simulate this last series against the Blue Jays. And we will Marcus Melanson, torn labrum for Double-A. Double-A's suffering a lot of injuries. We sweep out the Blue Jays. We only allowed 4 runs in those games as well. Yeah, Ripken's really starting to put it together. Mauer's hitting amazingly. Peter Rose has dropped under 300 now after that series. But we are doing pretty well. Trout's a little cold down there. I might switch this up a little bit. Move Trout up the lineup slightly. Maybe get him a different look. Swap that around a little bit. But this top 4, man, this top 4 is hitting crazy. Joey Mauer is unbelievable right now. I would assume he's leading All-Star voting. Do we have any possible starters? No, we don't have any possible starters. Even Clemens, who's pitching really well, he's got a higher ERA probably. That's why. And Harvey's down there, but we're not going to get any starting pitchers. Probably not going to get any bullpen arms either. Street's close, but not going to get there. Closer, Bill Wagner's right up there, but not going to get it, I don't think. Joey Mauer's dominating catchers. He's going to easily be the starting catcher. Fielder's battling for first base, not going to get it probably. Second base, Cano's up there, but not going to get it. Third base, we don't have anybody up there. A-Rod got taken out of the lineup, so shortstop. Left field, Hamilton's trying to get there. Center field, Trout's up. We got a lot of guys that are battling around it, but it looks like, and Josh Hamilton might make it as a DH though. But we are just probably going to get Joey Mauer, which to me, it makes sense. I mean, Joey Mauer is our unbelievable hitter. But our pitching's kind of wild, man. Our pitching's kind of inconsistent. I don't know if I should trust these guys or if I shouldn't trust these guys. We can always make moves to move people up and down the lineup. I mean, Pablo's jumping into the third highest overall pitcher. He might need to get a call-up because he's killing it in AAA. He is killing it in AAA. He might need to get called up, but who would I take down? Probably Strasburg. I probably would call Strasburg down. Let's just make that move now. I know Strasburg's been doing okay, but let's swap Strasburg for Pablo. Pablo deserves to get called up. So we'll move Pablo into the starting rotation and see if he can dominate the big league level again because he's been kind of struggling. But that is going to do it for this episode. We are 45-28 as we enter June. A game and a half up on the Sox. We are pitching pretty well. We're hitting very well. At least the top of our lineup is hitting pretty well. We can always make adjustments, sub people in and out, see what works, see what doesn't work, see if Bonds deserves to get back in or not. But honestly, on the bench, he's growing fairly well. Like, we took him out of the lineup at 93, now he's 94. So maybe he needs to be a bench bat. I don't know. Ripken's dominating at starting shortstop now that we brought him in the starting lineup, and Joey Mauer obviously is dominating as well. So we'll see what happens in the next episode, but I do like this team. I think we are about as good as we're going to get. If it's going to be a championship year, it's going to be this year, the final year of Expos Baseball. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel for more, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.